All right, welcome to this website that hosts the information about setting up your air quality sensor. The website's airquality406.wordpress.com. As you get to the welcome screen, we're going to want to go to the code tab, code page. So at this point, your Photon needs to be plugged in. It needs to be connected online, so it needs to be doing the cyan breathing so that it's getting lighter and darker and lighter and darker, showing that it's connected online and that it has a connection to the cloud and it can receive the code that we're going to give it. So what we need to do is we need to get the code that's been written for the Photon to run the air quality monitor, and then we need to actually put it onto the Photon chip. So the chip loads the code by the cloud. So all I have to do is give it the code in the browser window and then send it to the chip, and it will receive it via Wi-Fi, and then it will start running that code that lets it know how to read the air sensor. So the first thing I need to do is get the code. So I'm going to go to this GitHub page. GitHub is a repository for codes for all sorts of projects. We want to use the simple base code. So I'll click on simple base code. Down here in this text box is what all the code is. So I'm going to highlight all this code. Make sure you get it all the way to the end. You get every single character. And from there, I'm going to right click and hit copy. So now I have all the code that's needed to run the Photon. Go back to the code tab. Now I need to go to particle.io. So Particle is the company that builds the photons and houses all the software on the cloud that lets you communicate with your Photon and put the code on your Photon. So before I do anything, I'm going to go over here to this crosshair where it says devices, click there, and you notice it says Penguin Mighty. So Penguin Mighty is the name of my Photon. And over here, the cyan light is breathing, just like it is on my Photon right now. That lets me know that it's connected. The cloud service here has connection with my Photon, knows that it's on, and they're talking to each other. Next, I'm going to go click on this code icon. I'm going to make a new app. I'm just going to call it basic. Then I'm going to hit enter. And it says that I'm working on this basic app. I can add an optional description if I would like. As you make more and more apps, it helps to put some description on them so you know which one's which. So here's the area for the code. It already starts me off with some of the very basics code. I'm actually going to overwrite and highlight all that because all that is already in my code. And then I'm going to hit paste. And it goes ahead and puts the code here. You notice it's all different colors. That's the computer's way of reading the code and saying, I understand what all of these things are. It makes it easier for you to read it and for the computer to read it. A couple things to note. Anything in gray after the slashes is comment. So that's just for humans to read. The computer doesn't read any of that. It allows humans to basically read through the code and understand what each line is for. So one thing we do need to change is we need to change the thing name. So here it says thing name. Mine says Penguin Mighty because that's the name of my device. You'll want to change yours to whatever you want. I like to just use the name of whatever my device name is on my Photon, so whatever device name it was given there. But you really can pick anything you want. So put something in there. So change where it says Penguin Mighty in between the quotation marks. Leave the quotation marks in there, and then change that. And then you're ready to go. To check to make sure the code works, we're going to hit verify. And when we do that, it's going to tell us down here, code verified, great work. That's the computer's way of saying I read through everything that's on here. I understand everything that's on here. Nothing seems to be wrong. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to work. It just means that it doesn't see any obvious errors that are going to cause it calculation problems. Now what I need to do is I need to give this code to my Photon. So I'm going to go ahead and hit flash. And that's going to send this code through the cloud, through the Wi-Fi connection to my Photon right now. And down here it says flash successful. Please wait a moment while it is being updated. So on your Photon right now, it should be blinking magenta or green maybe as it comes back online with the Wi-Fi. And that's letting you know that it's receiving code and it has this code now in its memory. And then it's going to start running this code as soon as it gets updated. It takes about 2 minutes to run through the warm up. The sensor needs to warm up. And then after that, it's going to start sending messages. In this case, it's going to send a message every 30 seconds, which is what this number is for, the sample time. And every 30 seconds, it's going to post that. So if you want to read and see if your sensor is actually posting that information, you'll need to know what your thing name is. And the website that it posts to is called Dweet. And it's dweet.io/follow/whatever your thing name is. So you just put your thing name there. And it will post what the PM 2.5 levels are, and then the ratio of P2, which is basically saying how often is the light blocked in the sensor. So this number is converted to this number through the conversion code. Every 30 seconds, it'll update and give you a new data point. Mine's already been on for a while, so that's why I have all this data. You can leave the screen up for as long as you want to keep watching it, and it will keep updating what the error level is where your sensor is at. It's a good way to know that it's working. It'll also tell you how long ago it posted things. If you have some problems, I would suggest refreshing it, and sometimes that helps it to get caught up, and then check the spelling if you're not seeing anything show up. Otherwise, that should finish.